Hi there. I've noticed a lot of people are putting up fairly old articles, electrical stuff, torches or flashlights, sockets, plugs and various other bits and pieces. So I thought, well, I've got boxes, a lot of them upstairs in the loft. I'll take some out and slowly do a few of my own videos. As I say, I don't quite know what I'm going to entitle this. It'll be a series because I've got quite a lot of stuff. Don't know whether it's going to be a good idea or not, but let's have a go. Anyhow, first of all, we've got from America, we've got a torch, or as the Americans say, a flashlight. This is quite an old one. When I say it's quite old, it's actually made in America, Chicago. It's got permissible electric flashlight. You've got an approved number. There's no date on it, but I would say it's a few years old. You've got your underwriter's laboratories code there. I'll be able to get the light to shine on it right. That should come up okay, let's hope it does. The bulb's a normal screw type bulb as opposed to the pre-focus bulb. They had these before the pre-focus bulb. It's held in by a little clip, which is also unusual. Sorry about the light going a bit funny. I may have to do this in the daytime, but anyhow, let's see how we get on with this one. Yeah, you can see that there's a little clip over the top of the bulb. The batteries it takes three of these. They were what I call a U2 size. These ones are actually flat, so it's no good trying to use them. I've got the number on there. It's an LR20, which is the continental coding for those, I believe. Anyhow, back to the little flashlight or torch. Quite a neat little job. It is fully working. You've got your switch on the side. It's a little bit hard to operate. Probably needs just a touch of oil or a bit of WD down there just to ease it up. But it's an unusual one. Obtained this over here in England, not America, but it's definitely come from America. It's got a name on it. Let me give you the name of it. Always look it up. Found it earlier on, can't find it now. Ah, look at the underneath side where you've got two screws which go on. That holds the battery compartment lid on. It says, what's it say? Just Right Manufacturing Company, Chicago. Just Right Manufacturing Company, Chicago. So I say it's quite an old one. I've never seen one since, but it's not to say there isn't many more of those out there. Anyhow, passing off from the torch or flashlight. Another American item. The English members may not know what these are, but they're the old type of fuse that the Americans use. I won't take it out of the packet. These are made by a good old company, Eagle, and you can see in the middle get it in the right place. That has the glass part up, the other side is the screw-in base, and it was such that you would screw these into the fuse box, and when the fuse blew you had a little window in there with the flat a conducting wire going across, and that would obviously blow out. Anyway, I don't know if these are used still. I would probably think not. They'd probably replace them with all the modern type, the little circuit breaker types. Anyway, this was called a glass plug fuses, and the box says 5. I haven't opened it. Well, on the side there. A little bit of history. I remember these being used when I was out there many years ago. I was about 8 or 9 at the time. It might have even been younger. But I was a nosy Parker then and was into everything. It's just interesting to see the old stuff. Now, moving on. Now we have an English adapter socket. When I say English, let me move this round a bit. This one is actually Empire made. Now, when products had the name Empire made on, it normally meant they were made in Hong Kong. But it was made for the English market, and what we have here is an adapter, or a heat and light adapter. You can see, get it in the right place, you'll be able to see it. Excuse me. In the old days, the electric power was via the light in the room. Sockets were not really about then. And if you wanted to use an iron or a fan or a heater, you would simply use one of these. That would go into the lamp holder, the lamp would go into that one, and the socket at the side would be for your power. When I say power, it would obviously be fused, whatever the light fusing was on, and you could, by pulling the cord, that would switch on that one with the light. They were quite popular in the old days. They're probably illegal now. I know some countries still do these. I think these are sold, well the American version is still sold. But as I say, you can either use it to put 2 bulbs on, or as I say, they were used for if you were doing a bit of ironing on that, you would just plug it in. But that was in the old days. Now we've all got outlets and that, so you don't need this. But nevertheless, it's a bit of interest, a bit of history, a bit of electrical history and that. These came in various shapes. Various manufacturers made them, GEC, Crabtree, to mention a couple. But places like Woolworths sold these, and they were some of them had the gold tone name. It was a name which I think Woolies used, and they were invariably made abroad. And when they said Hong Kong, it had to be the British Empire. Well, the Empire was British, so it was in Hong Kong. But not to worry, there we are. Last 2 items, we can show these 2. I should put it up as a puzzle, but I won't. A good look at that. There's 2 of these. They're slightly different. The clue is on the well, it's not really. It's just got your it's got it in two lots there. You've got 250 volts and 380 volts. I would have thought it also had amperage, because it is a trip. Press that in. Once it's in, if you overload, that should spring out. Don't in fact think this one's working. There was one I picked up on the continent. Whenever I used to go to the continent, there was a junk market, you'd see me there. I'd be rummaging through all the boxes and picking up the odd item. The 380 was a voltage that was used in Germany for certain things. But there we are. That's it's got M on it. Presumably M is the, well, it makes M. It's also got E110. I don't completely know what it is, and it also fitted into a special adapted screw-in socket, hence the long connector. But that was a circuit breaker. It's made of porcelain. I haven't looked in, so I don't think it's actually working, but it's just a curio. So the last item, this is 1/7 of this, is another one of these, but a more modern one. It's got a name on this one, Siemens. I think it's SS, that's Siemens Schuckirk. Exactly the same. Press the button, that would be on. If it overloads, then it would come out. You've got a test button there, just like the other one. And once again, the screw-in socket is the same type of shape. It goes into a special one. Now I will show it sometime. Wide fuse, well, they're not wide, they're a cartridge fuse, but a fuse as opposed to a circuit breaker, and they would use the same type of screw fitting as this, the Continental size, or type rather, which incidentally was used in Ireland. Some places in Ireland had that type of fuse, and they also had, and I'll show you one of these, the plug. So I'll put this one down. I'm still getting used to this. It's not that easy actually, sort of getting it right. Here we have the plug, which would be used in Germany. It was now made so it would fit into a socket in France, because you've got the little hole there, because in France the earth pin sticks out on the actual outlet. But this is known as a Schuko. Well, it was the Schuko type of plug was also used in parts of Ireland. Now in Ireland it's more or less exclusively 13 amp type, but I have seen them on sale. This was going back a few years when I was over there. It was interesting to note. I think it's the area of Shannon, where a German company installed the power generators and fitted out a lot of the houses. So obviously they used the German Schuko. This type of plug is also used in other countries. It's used in Russia, but the pins on the Russian ones are slightly thinner. So whether it would make a good contact if you were to plug the Russian one into a German socket, I don't know, but they are slightly thinner. Earthing is done on the side. But with this type of plug, there's no polarity, so it depends which way round this is plugged in, which side's live and which side's neutral. But with the French system that doesn't occur, because you can only put it in one way. Anyhow, while we're talking about these, I might as well do the other ones I've got. I'll put this one down. So that's the German Schuko. It's also in other places around the world, in Poland, Czech Republic, Spain, Portugal. They all use this type. It's quite a neat plug actually. And when they're in the version which you can switch this on and off, this is not one, but some of them are made with a switch, and the switch would in fact disconnect both lines, so depending which way round it was, it wouldn't really matter, because when the switch was off, both conductors were disconnected, unlike in England where it's the only switch on the live side. Anyhow, let's go across and have a quick look at the last items. Don't know if I've driven you all to sleep yet. I hope not. Anyhow, we're on the continent still. We're on the continent still, but a different part. Let's bring this down so I can see what I'm doing. We've got more adapters. Now this was used in Italy. Italy had a different type of system. As you can see there, two sizes. This was like the same gauge and size as the German or the rest of Europe, but you had the middle conductor. In Switzerland, the Swiss plug is similar to this one, except the earth pin, which is this middle one, would be slightly offset. But this is what they use in Italy, and they use a bigger version, obviously for higher current stuff. And there's the bigger one. Once again, it looks virtually the same, except it is larger. Also note that the pins are half insulated. I think this idea originated in France. We adopted it on our plugs. I've got the older stuff which hasn't got those, but legally you're not supposed to use them if they haven't got it. This would have been plugged into an adapter. The adapter will take, keep it in view, will take that size, or that size, which would probably be frowned upon over here, because you've got two types of plug being plugged into the same thing. But there again, they get away with it. And also you can plug it in the top, and the top is made to also fit the German Schuko. There's no pin there for the that the French have got. It just shows the normal German type, with the exception of the wide contacts. The standard Schuko will go in there like we have now. On the side you've got your earth pins, and that will just fit in, and once again, depending on which way round you plug it in, which side's live and which side isn't. The wider pin plug will also fit in there, and of course the narrow one, and it also has earth in the centre and on the outside. So that has completed this little talk. Any questions, please ask. Any comments, please make. I hope I haven't sent you all asleep, but I have seen these type of YouTube put up, and I thought, well, I've got so much stuff upstairs. I've only really scratched the surface. I've got a load more stuff, but anyhow, once again, thanks for looking. Please subscribe, please comment, please ask any questions. I'll try and answer them. And I think that is all for now. Got the torch there as well. Once again, thanks for watching. Thank you.